Good morning, Steeler Nation. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Another reaction. It's been a few hours since the Steelers have lost to the Browns 24-19. I don't really want to talk from a football sense. So this is not going to be X and O's or, the Steelers did this, X, Y, Z, or, we shouldn't have made that call. Or we shouldn't have, the punt was bad. You know what I'm saying? All those kind of things. I want to come from another perspective and maybe from another fan perspective, and I won't go too long on this video or rant, whatever it may be. What I've realized in 35 years, though, 35 years of living, and maybe it's my Australian positivity and watching football, doing life things, playing sport myself competitively in tennis and never contact sport. I haven't played any contact sport. Maybe when I was younger, but I got carved up. I've always played tennis or whatnot, right? Table tennis, anything like that. I was a good tennis player growing up, and now I coach pickleball and teach pickleball, and I play pickleball, right? And at the end of the day, what we cheer on, and as a fan, and what we support, our Pittsburgh Steelers, who have won 6, they've been going since 1933. A lot of fans have their favorite players. I've got James Debo Harrison. I love the way that he played the game. People have Troy, number 43, Brett Kiesel, Fear the Beard, or they have Mean Joe Green or whoever, right? They got a lot of players, or Big Ben or Terry Bradshaw, a lot of players like that. And we support and cheer the team on. And at the end of the day, right, after all of this, and yes, the Steelers probably should have played better. First quarter, second quarter wasn't the best. Snow game came down, and NFL fandom is like, holy smokes, hooly dooly. The snow game was awesome. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it comes down to you win some, you lose some. I hate to say it, it's very tough to win all 17 games in a row or all 19 games in a row, like the Dolphins did back in the day to win the Super Bowl. And we all know what happened too when the New England Patriots won, 18 games in a row, and the New York Giants got them in the very end. You win some and you lose some. It's life, right? The more I do this thing on YouTube, I see the reactions of fans. I see, and you're more than entitled to. Fans of the YouTube channel, Steel Nation Oz, or whatever you may be. If you go to other ones, or you're a Steelers fan, and you have your phone in your hand, your thumbs on the dial, ready to text away. You're more than entitled to whatever you want to see and however you want to react. But I've seen it all in the 4 years. Mike Tomlin and his team, they win 5 in a row. We're feeling good at Super Bowl. We're thinking playoff. We're thinking, man, with this team's coming around, we beat the Ravens, we beat the Commanders. It's all feeling good. We start the gauntlet. What is it? 2-2, and then the third game in the gauntlet, we go 2-3, right? And later on today, or tomorrow, I might release an episode that talks about Thursday night football games and maybe how they shouldn't exist. That wasn't a live in a recent video. If you want to check that out too, my recent live yesterday. But at the same time, why should Thursday night footballs exist? And there's a whole stat thing I want to do in another video. But in this sense, we are here to cheer our team on. We're here to support our team. Yes, we can be very critical. I've seen it all. I've seen the highs, the lows, the ups and downs. In one moment, the fan base online, and it's really only online too, because you've got fan bases all around the world that cheer the team on, from New Zealand, Australia, to Germany, to Switzerland, to Mexico, United Kingdom, wherever. The fans all over the shop. And there's of course, social media plays a big part in Steeler Nation now, that you can pretty much get content everywhere. And I appreciate you guys coming in, right? But as we go on that 5-game stretch, that's a pretty good effort to go 5 games, to get our team, our Steelers, to 8-3 record or 8-2 record. Then we go into a hostile environment that Mike Tomlin always says, a hostile environment. It starts snowing. The Cleveland fan base, we're banging on those signs and banging on that fence to make a ruckus noise that was really annoying on the TV. And the crowd's going crazy. The Browns fans didn't really sell too many tickets to the Black and Gold Steeler Nation to come in and take over like we did with the Commanders and out in Vegas. And like we normally do, Steeler Nation takes over the crowd because they live in those areas. Browns did not let that happen. The Browns have been playing us really strong recently, and they play competitive football against us. We play competitive football against the Ravens, and the Browns played against us. That's kind of how the AFC North division works and your rivals work. And that's why it's so much fun to watch football. That is, when we go up against the Browns or we go up against the Ravens, we beat them. We're 8-1 against them, but the Browns have our number as well. And Myles Garrett, he does go off in this game. And he's trying to make that competitive edge over TJ Watt. And he's got a lot to prove against us, Let him have that. They're 3-8. They can talk their talk. They played a good game. But it's really crazy to me that we get stuck once we have a 5-game win. We lose. Don't lose the momentum. If you lose, kind of deal with it. If it is in sport or if it is something that, I don't know, maybe you've lost a job or something happened, like you can't stay in that cellar dweller mindset all the time where you're down, going right down and staying down there and saying, we suck, we're terrible, here's why. We lost the game. You win some, you lose some. That's how it works. At the very end of the season, only one team can win the whole thing. The Steelers are trying to get themselves with a chance to go the whole way. And yes, there will be up and down emotions and a roller coaster, 100%. But there's some reason why we enjoy that. We enjoy the highs, and then when it comes down to crash, it's a real low. But you can't stay there. If you can, if you want to, but I know I won't. You can't stay there. That Calvin Austin TD was fantastic. I saw that from Russell Wilson, and I was like, oh my goodness, that was a crazy pass. Then I saw the Nick Herbig fumble. Then I saw, and that was unbelievable too, right? Well, that might have came before the Calvin Austin one. Then I saw the Dante Jackson interception. I'm thinking, we have this game. 4 minutes to go. We have the game. We're just going to run the clock out. They run it twice. There was a bad third down. I think Fields might have came in to pass. I can't remember. And then we gave the ball back on a bad punt for 15 yards, right? So I did go back to football talk. But in this sense, you can't stay in that down mode of we are the worst team, because it went from the first, last 2 weeks was getting really amped up, saying we're a good team, we're a good side. We can go and do this. We can win the AFC North. We can get in front of the Ravens here, and there. And just because you lose one game, it doesn't mean it's all over, right? And I know there are Tomlin critics out there that were waiting for this game, almost waiting for us to lose. So you know what? Told you so. I told you so. But you go back and watch the game, and it's going to be hard to watch another game. Well, you watch the game today, and when I saw E-Rob hitting hard and he got almost, I think, concussed or something happened to him, he got injured, or you see Russell Wilson pass the ball to Calvin Austin, stand in the pocket and get absolutely laid out. Like, there's still football players. There's still human beings. They're players on the field that the reason why we buy their gear is to support them. And in this case, when they go out there and play hard and they lose, this is the point where we need to go and support them even more. Get behind them even more. Not abandon ship. Not jump off the train 8-3 and said, oh, we're a crap team. We're terrible. We lost to the Browns. The Browns are playing too. This is the point where you need to grab your terrible towel. You need to man up or warm it up and say, you know what? That loss doesn't matter. It's 8-3. It's how it goes. It's life. You move on. It's tough. Life's hard. Football's tough. Winning games is hard. Mike Tomlin was trying to get one more winning game for a non-losing season, which is crazy, for 18 years in a row. I know some people don't like that, but life can be hard like this. It's not the time to abandon ship and say, you know what? It's all over. There's no more chance for a Super Bowl. These next, how many games we got? 7 games or 6 games to go. What are we, 8-3? 6 games to go. Oh, we got no chance. We can't beat the Eagles like this. We can't beat the Chiefs. What's the point in that? To me, there's no point in that. When I go and I'm teaching pickleball, I'm teaching, maybe life skills to some youth and some players, like, oh, I can't make that shot. Yes, you can. I deal with a lot of, not deal, that's a bad word. I work with a lot of special needs kids. And I amp them up. I get them so pumped up. You know what? Sometimes their skill and their ability isn't as high as everyone else. But I get them pumped up to go and make that shot for the basketball rim. Yeah, maybe they won't make it, right? But at least they can believe they can, right? I know this sounds a bit like Disney, but it's true. I get people to go from an average pickleball player, or with some little bit of coaching in some fundamental things, little things, I can change and turn their game around where they start to enjoy the game more in hitting through shots. I've taught over the last year, over 100 people how to play pickleball, and now they're playing in the center that I work for. So in these cases where it's like win or lose, and you win some, you lose some, it's one game. It's one game. Don't fret about it. Don't stress about it. It's one game. I'm going to upload this video the minute I finish doing it, and you've already watched. If you made this far, I appreciate the likes and subs and all those kind of things, all those YouTube things. But I'm not a YouTube sports analyst. I'm not a radio analyst. I'm not a machine like the chat sports. I'm just a bloke in my room talking fucking Steelers. And all I'm after is to watch these guys win or cheer these guys on, to support them to play. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to do, is watch these guys in my spare time, to zone out when things go tough out here and everywhere else. I want to zone out and watch my team play. And I think sometimes we just need to grab our terrible towel, man, and just cheer them on. If we lose, whatever. It's one game. It's one game. It's one game versus the Browns. One game. You win some, you lose some. That's how it works. That's how it works when I'm playing pickleball and I'm teaching people how to play. You win some points, you lose some points. The game is designed for you to lose. The game of the NFL is designed for one team to lose. It's how you respond as a football team, how you respond as a coach, how you respond as a fan in these moments that get you ready to go on a playoff run or get you ready to play the next team. It's how you respond. This stuff to me is it's wild in social media. A lot of negativity, a lot of stuff like that. Yeah, you can be critical. You can say X, Y, Z. Here's why we didn't win. Yada, yada, yada. But let's improve. Let's try and improve, get behind that team, find reasons why they can win the next game versus the Bengals. Because there's a lot of negativity. And this game, the NFL, it's designed. One team, two teams go in, and one team comes out victorious unless you have a tie. And yesterday's game, well, you guys are watching in the morning, the Cleveland Browns, with all respect for your 3-8 football team, you walked into your house, your Cleveland house, and said, you know what? We're the better team today, and you won. You win some, you lose some.